Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world of rugby. My name is Hendrik Fourie, and I'm recording from a fairly sunny and warmish Johannesburg in South Africa today. And welcome to my rugby podcast called The 15. Just to clear some things up, I decided to streamline the podcast, and from now on forward, it will only be known as the 15. Many of you who watch my podcast know that I'm also a big Lions supporter, and sometimes I have an episode dedicated purely to Lions rugby, and that's very often in Afrikaans. So just to let you know, from now on, everything will be called the 15. When I do an episode on focused on the Lions, it will have a Lions edition logo attached to the 15 logo. So if you only are interested in Lions rugby and my take on that, and especially in Afrikaans, then please look out for that. It will be called the 15 Rugby Podcast Lions Edition, and you'll be able to identify that by the Lions logo attached to the 15's logo. Right, then other good news. I was honored and privileged to be part of Monday evening's The Rugby Guru live podcast, where Johan and his guests discuss all things rugby, also from a South African point of view, on a Monday evening at 8 o'clock live on YouTube. And I was honored to be asked to be a guest there, and it seems that I would be a regular guest on a Monday evening. So shortly, it will also be streamed on my channel as well. But in the meantime, if you are looking for some lively discussion regarding rugby from a South African point of view, please check out the Rugby Guru, especially on a Monday evening at 8 o'clock, where we have some good discussions regarding rugby. Then in other news, this is it seems to be the main transfer season again from a South African point of view, and there's a lot of transfers taking place. However, I'm just going to mention a couple of the big names. As everybody knows, or I think everybody knows, Cheslin Kolbe is signed with the Stormers to go back there, and it seems that he's going to be there from the 1st of July. The older news is that Faf de Klerk is going to the Cheetahs. Interesting for me personally is that Kerwin Bosch has been approached by the Bulls and signed by them. So I'm glad for Kerwin. I think he's one of the underrated fly-offs in South Africa and deserves to be in the spotlight a bit more. Then with regards to the Sharks, Grant Williams is leaving them, and the Sharks have contracted Ivan van Zyl to fill that void, it seems. Dylan Mart is from the Griquas is also going to the Bulls. And then one of the mysteries at the moment surrounds Werner Kok, who has been an outstanding winger for Ulster and was mysteriously dropped from the EPCR final by Ulster. However, he is leaving, but there's no solid news about where he's going next. Wink, wink, Lions management, please make that phone call. Then we can quickly talk about the SA Cup final. And as you probably know by now, the Pumas won that 38-35 after extra time, which just shows it was a hell of a hard match. And especially going to Kimberley for any team to win on any day in Kimberley is a tough ask. So well done to the Pumas, well done to the Griquas. It was a really tough match, and it was a hard match, hard fought, and but I would say deserved winners in the end to Pumas, and congratulations to Jimmy Stonehouse, who's still mysteriously has not been given the opportunity to coach one of South Africa's big franchises, at least. I just can't help but wonder why. Why has Jimmy not been given that opportunity yet? Nevertheless, I will say this with regards to the SA Cup. So the Griquas, Pumas, Cheetahs, and Boland have qualified for the Currie Cup Premier Division. So they will be in the Currie Cup along with the Bulls, Stormers, Sharks, and Lions, which is set to start on the 18th of July. So not too far off, about 6 or 7 weeks. Then the Currie Cup starts. And then the final for the Currie Cup is set to be on the 12th of September. So for those of you looking forward to that, that's when the Currie Cup will take place. Then moving on to a bit more international rugby news. This weekend was also the finals of the EPCR Challenge and Champions Cup. Those of you who didn't watch it, in the Challenger Cup final, Montpellier beat Ulster 59-26. It was a thumping. It was a proper hiding that was given. In the Champions Cup. Bordeaux beat Leinster 41-19, and the score is kind of flattering towards Leinster. I'm not going to talk about the matches more apart from saying the following. And I said this on the Rugby Guru as well. So that is Louis and Lucas barking. The infamous Louis and Lucas. I will say this. South African rugby and world rugby need to sit up and take notice of the great state that French rugby is in. We used to say in the 80s and 90s that we used to talk about the French flair, but the French flair didn't always bring the French teams the results that they wanted, although everybody loved watching French rugby. The French have found a way to combine the French flair with good tactical rugby, strong rugby, and winning rugby. To give you an idea, Bordeaux, who beat Leinster, and Leinster, we must say, is one of the informed teams in the URC at the moment. Bordeaux is only lying fifth in the French top 14, and they convincingly beat, in my opinion, the most informed side in the URC. South African rugby, especially at club and provincial level, those teams that are playing in the URC and playing in the EPCR, sit up and take notes of the way that the French are playing rugby. They also won the Six Nations this year. So something is happening, and something has been happening for quite a while that we need to take note of. Right, then lastly, and as they say in Afrikaans, was los die lekkerste vir laaste, leave the best for last. We've got the URC quarterfinals coming up this coming weekend. First up, let me just talk through the schedule. Friday evening and South African time, 8:45, we've got Glasgow versus Connacht. It's a home match for Glasgow, obviously. That's Scottish versus Irish rivalry. I think that's going to be competitive. The last time these two teams met was in round 12, and Connacht won that 15-10. So this is going to be a tough match, and it's going to be a close match. It's a little bit tight to call, but I will give it to Glasgow because of home field advantage. And I'll talk a little bit more about the possible outcomes later. The second match is Saturday at 1 o'clock. That's the Bulls v Munster at Loftus. The last time they met was round 14, not too long ago, and the Bulls won 34-31. A close match, but I do believe the Bulls have found much more momentum since then and since the time before then. I would definitely give this match to the Bulls as long as Andre Pollard is on song and as long as the Bulls decide to play their traditional hard stump car rugby to soften up Munster first. Otherwise, it could become a long afternoon. If Andre Pollard isn't on song, that might be a problem for them. And if they try and play expansive rugby too quickly. But I do give this one to the Bulls with 10 points or more. Third match is the Stormers versus Cardiff, Saturday, 3:30 at the DHL Stadium in Cape Town. The supporters will definitely play their part in making sure that the Stormers play the best possible rugby. I can't see this match going to Cardiff, although Cardiff at home beat the Stormers in round 18, 22-16. But I do believe at home the Stormers will be a kettle of a different color, let's say that. And also provided that Sasha Feinberg Ngomezulu needs to be on song. He has been, to be fair. For the last 3 or 4 matches, Sasha has been looking like his old self. Guys like Evan Roos and Paul de Villiers will have to lead from the front. I mean, I know that they've got a lot of forwards and a lot of good forwards. But Evan Roos, especially from a leadership point of view, needs to stay calm. He needs to keep his head and lead from the front. And not just in the way that he plays, but the way that he acts throughout the game and not give away unnecessary penalties. But I do believe the Stormers will take this match with 5 points or less. All of these quarterfinals should be closely matched. Now we get to the fourth and final quarterfinal. That's Saturday evening, 9 o'clock, Leinster versus the Lions. This match has got the potential to go either way, I believe. It's Ireland versus South Africa. Now, the last time they met was in round 17, and Leinster won 31-7. Leinster's defense is incredible, but now we must say they came off a proper thumping this past weekend with the EPCR final. I don't think that will change anything from a Leinster point of view. If anything, it will make them more desperate to win this match and attempt to get a trophy in their cabinet for the year. The Lions have been plagued by injuries. Morne van der Berg is out. Rowan Venter is out. Asenati Ntlabakanye is out. And there's a few other niggles at the moment. But I will say this. The Lions' strength has not been in one player. The Lions' strength throughout this year has been the fact that they have been playing like a proper team and that they understand each other. They have been less than average away from home. That is probably the thing that counts the biggest against the Lions. I would have to say that. However, we've seen some great upsets in sport and also in rugby. And I firmly believe that the Lions, having achieved winning the URC SA Shield and having made the playoffs for the first time ever, they really don't have anything to lose. As a Lions supporter, I'm already proud of the fact that they reached the quarterfinals, that they won the SA Shield, and that I expect only that they go out and play a Lions brand rugby and play without fear. So I'm definitely going to go against the bookies here and give the Lions a win by 3 points or less. It was nice chatting to you. I hope to see you soon. Please follow me on TikTok, on YouTube, and on Facebook if you need to. From me, Hendrik Fourie, in a sunny Johannesburg. Have a great week and have a wonderful rugby weekend. Cheers.